Hello and welcome to this particular episode of Fours and Sixers. It's been a while, but we are here as the occasion demands it. The final of the ICC Champions Trophy, and India have yet again reached yet another ICC tournament final, and this time they'll be up against New Zealand. Joining me in this episode, our senior special correspondent Firoz Mirza. Thank you
Hello.
for joining. We'll be discussing India's unbeaten run, the conditions, and what the tournament entails, and the opponents, everything that you need to know in the lead up to the summit clash. So first, without any further ado, let's get going. So India 4 wins on the trot, have beaten every opponent. They've come up against, especially Australia in the semi-final. Your first thoughts on India's campaign, unbeaten run to the final?
See, India, they have always been the favorites, especially in this format, given that way they have been playing ODIs since 2022. In 2023 ODI World Cup, India reached the final. Here also, although we discussed in the past that they lacked match practice, especially in this format, but the way the team composition is and the players and everyone. So, means before the tournament, everybody has chosen a few favorites, and India were among them. So it's no wonder they are in the final, and I think it's great to watch as well, because every time they reach final, it's interesting to watch that match, especially that final, because India are good team, good side.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? Like India are a good ODI side, and that probably trumps all the other factors which are essential to be discussed. But at the same time, uh, like give them any conditions, give them any opponent on a given day. India are probably the best ODI side in the world at the moment, and it was evident during the ODI World Cup, even though it was played at home. There is no team in this world at this point in time who has the resources as they do, like to have the luxury of Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya in the same 11, and to have Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and the rise of
And
Shubman Gill.
add to that squad Varun Chakravarthy.
Yes, and the rise of Shubman Gill, the ODI batter, Shreyas Iyer has been exceptional. And mind you, this is an Indian team that is without Jasprit Bumrah. So there is, on paper, they're arguably the strongest team in this particular
True.
format. There is no denying that. But at the same time, unlike other teams who have played most of their games in Pakistan, India have been staying in Dubai. The tournament is structured in a way that a hybrid model where India, for various reasons, for the political tensions between the two countries, doesn't travel to Pakistan, and they are camped in Dubai, and they have played all their games there. They know the conditions well, and it probably given them some kind of advantage as well. It is undeniable, but at the same time, they've also made the most of it. And one could also argue that maybe scheduling could have been better. Maybe the fact that Australia and South Africa had to flew back and forth from Pakistan and Dubai to find out which semi-final they are going to play, things like that. But at the same time, such has been the conditions that even Indian batters struggle to get used to, and it was visible, which is probably where the other teams struggled, right? Like for example, India had the Bangladesh game to get acclimatized to, then the Pakistan game they looked better, and then the New Zealand game they looked even better. In the Australia game, they were like, no matter what the target is, they were like on course. So, what is your take on this whole situation?
If we are talking about advantage, obviously India, they have advantage. But as you said, advantage is one thing, and then one thing which could have been worked upon, in my opinion, it would have been scheduling. Had they scheduled the tournament better, so they would have been able to nullify this impact. Yeah. So India, on one hand, they are having advantage, but yeah, again they have improved with every match. With Bangladesh, they started there. Even they have to adjust according to the situation. Dubai is not their home ground. They too took time. and that we can see from the way they have played ever since the tournament started. But now I think that advantage is minimum, because if we talk about India New Zealand clash, that too in final, so even New Zealand have played one match there, and that too against India. So I know now they must be aware of the conditions there and how to make best of those situations. Even New Zealand must be aware of it. So
And they have some really good batters against spin.
yeah, and Williamson, especially after that century against South Africa in the semi-final, even against India, he played. He was playing really well. He was unfortunate to got out in that condition. Had he not been got out, the situation would have been different against India. So we can expect a good final.
And from an Indian point of view, it is hard to not, look past Virat Kohli. There is no doubt that he's a modern day great in this particular format, 14,000 ODI runs. But at the same time, despite the fact that all the flaws that's creeped into his test game, how he has struggled even in Australia, and his T20 game is like even further behind the line in terms of how modern day T20 game is played, and yet somewhere in the middle, Kohli continues to show why he is probably the best there is in this particular format. What do you think makes him stand out when it comes to the one day international format?
The way he shapes up his innings, and that was pretty evident during the semi-final against Australia. And among all the batters, means I think a few batters, their roles are very clear. If we talk about Rohit Sharma, so he has. It is pretty evident that he has to give quick start to India. So somewhere that's how he somewhere he's good while giving good start to India, and somewhere he perished. Sometimes he perishes. But if we talk about Kohli, his role is also very clear. He has to stay there till the end. And against Australia, the way he assessed the pitch and the way he has given momentum to his innings. So someone needs to stay there till the very end. Then only India could have chased down that target. So in my opinion, the way he shapes up his inning, the way he assesses the pitch, the way he understands the situation, I think it's better than others. And obviously experience counts, and that is what is helping Kohli, and his knack to understand situation, know the match situation, and play accordingly. So he has been doing that quite well, and this format gives him that time to settle down. In T20 cricket, he doesn't have that time to settle down. Here he gets enough time to understand the situation, stay there, and take his time, and then accelerate his innings. So that is working in his favor in this format.
And what kind of a threat he will be to New Zealand? New Zealand is also, they've lost just one match, that too against India. They've done well in Pakistan in the games that they have played, whether it's against Bangladesh, even Pakistan, and then of course South Africa. And someone like Rachin Ravindra, the way he's playing. Daryl Mitchell is an excellent player of spin. Will Young has shown he's capable player of spin, as we saw in the Test series at home as well. And then of course they have a really good spinner in Mitchell Santner and then Glenn Phillips. What do you probably think, apart from Australia, New Zealand is perhaps the biggest threat, the team that could counter India, and what kind of challenge do they pose?
Given the resources they have, New Zealand definitely are the biggest threat for India in this tournament. And not only in this tournament, in any format, even in T20Is or Test cricket, they have good composition, team composition, and here also, given the situation here in Dubai. So in Dubai, you need to have good spinners, and they have very good spinners in the form of Santner, who is captaining the side. Then they have Bracewell, then Glenn Phillips can also chip in. So they have quite good spinners in their ranks. But again, it all depends upon their batters, and I think their batting, especially if we talk about Dubai pitch, their batting revolves around Williamson because it's not easy to come and hit the ball like they were doing in Pakistan. So here, in Dubai, they have to play the restrained inning. They have to restrain themselves, and Williamson that did that quite well in their previous match against India. So a couple of batters need to take that responsibility. They have to take responsibly for the first few overs. Then only they can come out and uh, gather runs like Steve Smith did, the way Carey played against India. They need to have someone who can stay there till the very end. Then only if they can manage 260, 270 on this pitch in Dubai especially, so that can be a good target to defend if they play
The
first.
toss, yeah.
If they win the toss and opt to bat. And again, if they are chasing 250, 260, then they can take a leaf out of Kohli's book, and someone like Williamson has to stay there till the very end to make sure they complete the chase.
But in chasing that, they will have to counter the likes of Akshar and Jadeja, but of course Kuldeep as well. But of course, this tournament has been about Varun Chakravarthy, who 4 years ago was one of the scapegoats, as you could say. He did have an off tournament. He was first tracked to the Indian team for the 2021 Men's T20 World Cup. And among the various reasons that were there for the failure of the Indian team in that tournament, where they lost to Pakistan as well and faced an early exit, he was one of the few who had to, face the flag for it, was dropped from the team and had to come back 3 years on. And he came back once again through the T20 format, but he played domestic cricket. The last couple of years, he's taken like 37 Vijay Hazare Trophy wickets, and that is despite Tamil Nadu not winning the title, which means he did not play the maximum number of games. But yet he's been one of the consistent performance, and he's shown why. Even in the semi-final against Australia, he probably became the hero when he took that wicket of Travis Head. So how crucial has he been for someone who's not in the original squad they picked? How crucial has he been in this tournament?
See, if we talk about his past failure in Dubai, so that's where experience counts. He was immature, he was not that experienced, but in all these years, he has learnt a lot. Obviously, he has played a lot of cricket, be it with the state side or Indian team. In the meantime, he has played T20Is, he has played for his IPL outfit, Kolkata Knight Riders. So experience counts, and that's how he looks like an improved bowler. And again, for New Zealand to have some chance in this match against India in the final, they need to read Varun Chakravarthy well, because Australia did pretty well. They were reading him from his hand, especially Alex Carey and Steven Smith. So someone senior pros from the New Zealand rank, they have to read him well. Then only they can counter him, because if you lose early wickets and give wickets to Varun Chakravarthy, then he will become unplayable like he became in their previous match. And then you give openings to other Indian spinners like Kuldeep Yadav. You cannot discount him out. Then Akshar Patel is there, Ravindra Jadeja is there. So India have four-pronged spinning attack, and they have a good pacer in Shami. Hardik Pandya is doing well. So obviously, if you want to win a match against India on this Dubai pitch, so they need to counter Varun Chakravarthy, and they have to devise plans for him.
And for briefly before sign off, if we could zoom out and look at the big picture, India have had a tough run since Gautam Gambhir took over as head coach. From the heights of Barbados, Rohit Sharma has been he's been through a lot as well as captain, especially in the longest format. Probably dropped himself for the last Test match, and we at this point is no clarity on what's going to happen come the England tour with the 5-match Test series. But in the larger scheme of things, for the kind of run that Rohit had as a captain in the ODI World Cup, and for someone who could probably be playing his last ICC event in terms of white ball cricket, the ODI World Cup is another 2 years away, and it is at this point at least very hard to see Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli play as long as they do. And how significant this win would be for both Rohit as well as Gambhir in terms of the kind of past they have had, and especially for Gambhir, who is now have the tenure till the ODI World Cup in 2027. So to carry forward this momentum, how massive this win would be for them should they go all the way?
An ICC title is a title which every captain, coach crave for, and as you told, as you said that no other Indian captain had that run which Rohit had in ICC tournament. So I think he is the most successful captain if we talk about entering the ICC final, and a title here will again cement his legacy in the Indian cricket, not only in the Indian cricket, in the world cricketing scene. So obviously he would like to sign off this tournament with a title. And if we talk about his ODI, his future in ODI format, so he has already retired from T20 cricket, and I think for quite some time he will continue in ODIs, because ODI is a format where both Rohit and Kohli, they thrive, and even the coach would want them to continue for quite some time, because they need youngsters to take some time before they can come in and replace them. So I think a title will give them a long rope, and they too are hoping for a title, because it will boost their morale, because as you said, the year has been quite ups, and he has witnessed quite ups and downs during this year. A series loss, complete whitewash, that too in the longest format to Kiwis. Then the BGT happened. So this is the time for redemption, and I think they must be thinking of that only, both the coach and the captain and the whole team.
On that note, we'll sign off for now. We'll be back after the final and to break it down, all that happens on Sunday in Dubai. Until then, this is Gomesh and Firoz Mirza signing off. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.